You're such an asshole.
Let me begin. Whoa, whoa, vibrating. Whoa, whoa. You guys a headache. Let me preemptively strike the liberal white woman and the actually, Aaron, that's a sombrero. Not all Latinos are Mexican. Actually, Cabe, he's Hispanic. He's not Latino. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. There you go. We have request. 45-year-old Gen Xer went my own way in the early 2020, immediately after the end of a horrible, did I get the right one? Oh, yeah. After a horrible 7-year relationship. That's how he spelled it. Currently exercising every day, paying off debt, and getting rid of stuff to achieve a simple, debt-free, high-savings, minimalist lifestyle. Nice. I live in a Hispanic country, A. Oh, I see what he's doing. I live in Hispanic country, A. I bet you do a thing and have yourself some stuff, right? A socialist shithole country with bad weather, very high taxes, no right to self-defense whatsoever, no innocent until proven guilty, and under constant fear of being labeled an enemy of the state, which will result in kidnapping, torture, and or death. And I was trying to think, like, where the hell are you? I know you want to keep it anonymous. I was thinking, like, well, Venezuela, that's like an outright communist dictatorial country. But then you said cold weather. And I'm like, huh. Well, Venezuela's kind of warm. So I have no I have no idea where you could possibly be. I moved out here out of sheer ignorance when I was 21, but I've been able to build a steady income and a successful career in spite of hating the place. I'm currently renting a room at a place in a town. See, you do the I live in Hispanic country A, but then you give me some details that might, slightly identify you. See, look, if you're going to do he does a thing with some stuff at a place, you gotta do it, man. All right. I'm currently renting a room with somebody at a place to lower my rent costs. My goal is to live on 45 to 50% of my income. I recently became 100% free from the chains of corporate bullshit. Main job as an independent contractor and also consulting to an institution and 2 small businesses as side hustles. No commute, no HR, situational alpha, like old man Rolo says. I'm a 6-figure earner here. Laugh out loud. My work situation has opened up the opportunity to work from anywhere, including any other country, as long as I'm allowed to live there legally as a digital nomad. I could, with some one-time logistical difficulty, move to Hispanic country B, where I grew up, and I'm eligible to legal permanent residence and or citizenship by birthright. In spite of its bad reputation online and higher crime rates in the capital, Country B has the strongest economy in the region. It's mostly a free marketplace, has gun rights and superior weather. Nevertheless, real estate in Country B has skyrocketed due to government red tape, money laundering, and stupid rich expats willing to pay U.S. and Canadian prices for property. Here's another reason Country B has more expensive property than Country A, because they have more economic growth. And therefore, the assets within that country are actually being used for more profitable ventures and purposes. And so, therefore, they have a higher value. It's kind of like Singapore. Yes, Singapore is expensive because it's essentially an island and everyone wants to move there, but it's also expensive because they make so much fucking money with the limited assets that they have there. Very high value added economic production goes on there. So, yes, it would be more expensive, but you would also presumably be making more money. Country A does offer the opportunity to acquire a nice and affordable place in this semi-rural gated community with a lot of potential, but said gated community would still be within the awful hellhole of a country. I don't think I will outlive the people in government and those who support them. Should I stay or should I go? I've been working on a pros and cons table, but I'd like to get your opinion. Thank you. All right, this is a real simple one for me. You're on a sinking ship. Do you want to get off of it and go to the not sinking ship? It's a real, it sounds like a full-blown Marxist tyrannical country. And yes, it's cheaper there, but and let's say you go by your very nice little house, nothing extreme, in the gated community. What's to say 5 to 10 years from then, the government just doesn't take it from you, right? Or what happens in the United States, and this happened to me. I mean, the United States is a big country, but we have pockets of actual communism, actual socialism That happened to me, what, 20 odd years ago with Minneapolis. The city decided to increase property taxes 400% in 7 years. You don't actually own your property in any major blue city, I'd say, but definitely not Minneapolis. You are merely renting it from an incredibly expensive HOA association, which then questions the not only whether you actually own it, but also what's the if you gotta pay $10,000 a year on property taxes for a piece of shit, 3-bedroom rambler in the Twin Cities, that doesn't happen. But what I'm saying, if it gets to that point, that asset has no value. You are buying the right to pay the city property taxes. That's it. And so now that's just an example. Here in the United States, a technically not socialist Marxist country, but it still happens here at a municipal, local level. It sounds like you got a national government that if anything starts to look a little bit nice, we're going to tax it to the ever living fuck out of you. And that's to me that it's kind of a no brainer. You got to go to where your property rights are going to be protected. One country has gun rights. It's the most successful economy in the region. I'm still confused where you are. What else did you say? Free marketplace, and it's got better weather. That has it, but weather counts for something. I'll grant you that. Yeah, I'd be going on the boat. Really, imagine you're on. There's two boats. One boat, the captain is a crook and steals from everyone else on the boat, and everybody else in the boat, including the passengers, probably leftist Marxists want to steal your shit, right? Then there's the other boat. Now it's not perfect, but at least the captain isn't trying to like stab you for 90%. Or if your cabin gets a little bit like you clean up your cabin, you make a nice little cabin, like, well, I'm kicking you out and I'll put my buddy in there. In other words, it's what kind of foundation do you want to build your house on? You want to build up your empire and everything on an unstable communist foundation where at any moment in time they can remove that Jenga piece and all comes collapsing down? Or do you want to go and build it on something a little bit more concrete with iron rebar or steel rebar rather? And it's less likely, though not impossible. It's less likely that the government come in and take it, or just the fundamentals of the country. Like, what? I'm not kidding. You got to. You really have to ask this about communist countries. Is the electricity going to run? That's great. You're digital nomad. Do you got internet? California has that problem with rolling brownouts because they're just a quasi Marxist communist country over there. This is why all those companies are leaving California and going to places like Texas, where we know, you're not actively trying to fuck us in the ass. California is actively trying to fuck every productive member of society over there in their state in the ass. And so that's what I would do. Yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but man, the fact that you could get citizenship there because of natural birth, I would definitely, that'd be my vote. And then here's the other thing. You seem to have some kind of skill or a trade. We don't know what, because you do a thing at a place with some stuff in Hispanic country A. You also have hustle. The number of side hustles and different clients you accumulated over the years, it indicates to me that, yes, okay, you're going to go to a country. It's going to be more expensive. You could always find a cheaper place to live. You're a minimalist. I wouldn't worry too much about your cost of living. But I would also imagine with your hustle and entrepreneurship, you will probably find clients over there as well, or overseas internationally. Hopefully, ideally in the United States or the West, where the currencies are way more valued than the local currency, even in good Hispanic country B. I think in other words, your revenue in no more than 2 years' time will probably increase to account for the geographic inflation you're going to have to pay. I think your income will increase to account for the standards of living over there, and so your standards of living will not decrease, at least on the budget. But yeah, this is a no. Yeah, do I take my family on the sinking boat and build a house on that, or do I go to the boat that doesn't have holes actively drilled into it? I'd go to Hispanic country B. You got me curious though, man. You got me curious. I'm like, really? What is What is the cold? We'll never find out. So there you go. Link below for those of you who are interested in being able to be a digital nomad. Me and Chad have a course called The World's Greatest Accounting Career. Not only because Chad's an accountant, he kept getting questions about accounting careers. So we put together this course. But it also happens to be what I think is one of the best careers or professions to have that allows you to work remotely and be self-employed. It's accounting. So if you were kind of curious about accounting career, take a look at that course, The World's Greatest Accounting Career. I have it linked below. If not, you could search for it on Teachable. Do we have any super chats? We got one super chat. Hey, Kyle Glasgow. I know this kid. $5 per first date versus church stream. What? I'd rather do Good Friday Latin high mass while having fabric softener poured into my eyes than doing a first date. Your generation even date anymore? Dude, ask your old man about dates. Him and I dated the same gal. Ask, and then don't ask your mom about that same gal. Dude, I don't know if I told you that. I got to call you and tell you the story on that one. I know Kyle from long ago. Him and his old man and I are friends. First dates, they weren't that fun back in my day. I can't imagine they're fun for you. And yeah, I'd rather go to a good sermon than go sit in front of some girl jibber jabbering about Hillary Clinton, Kamala, feminism, sociology. Okay. All right. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.